Hi guys, Pet here. Welcome to the vinyls that I've bought in 2021, which has been a weird year. Um, I've I've taken some time to do this video, mostly because I had to prepare. It's 9th January 2022. So yeah, as I said, we are going to look at the vinyls that I bought in 2021. And the reason why it took some time was that I waited for some new gear that I wanted to show you, but also because I actually had to make a list and prepare for this because last year I bought 76 records. Yeah, something like that. In 2016, at the end, when I've started collecting, I had 8. In 2017, I had 32. In 2018, I had 19. It was a bad year. 2019 was the first okay year in a long time. So 43. I mean, okay in general, not related to vinyl collecting. But it's funny because if my ear is good, you can see how much vinyl I bought. So anyway, in 2019 it was 43. In 2020 it was 48. And this year it's 76 and 1 CD. And I've already ordered 5 more and they are on the way. And they will be in the next year's video because they arrived in 2022. Anyway, so yeah, I basically got some upgraded gear, which happened this week actually. I got this new turntable, which is an upgrade to my old turntable. And you can see that's the model number. It has a better engine, the motor, actually not engine, it's the motor. It has a reverse, which I call it Satanist mode. Basically it's going to go the other way around. Then I've also got this mixer, and the reason why I got a mixer, my plan is to move to a new place in a couple of months, hopefully. So this is the last video you will hopefully see from this location. And I do want to have 2 turntables, and I already do, and a mixer, so I can try to mix things and play on playing music. But the reason why I got the mixer now is that this version of the turntable does not have a preamp. So I couldn't listen to it. So the next day I had to order the mixer, and it's fine. And I've also ordered the speakers, and they are some edifiers. They sound great. They weren't really that expensive. I think they were like 170 euros for both of them, right? And they are fine for now. I've been playing with the old speakers for I've been having those speakers for like 10 years, and they're pretty good actually for their price, and especially since they've been having them for 10 years. But there is a totally huge difference to have this turntable, which again, the needle itself, it's the standard needle, but it's still better than, maybe it's a combination of things that I'm having a better experience now. The turntable, the mixer, with the preamp and the speakers. So, but it sounds so great than it was before. I can't really listen to music too loud from this place because of the downstairs neighbor. At one point I heard her coughing. I was like, what? Anyway, hopefully I will move soon. So yeah, I've got some upgrade gear. But coming back to the vinyl records that I bought this year, they were like behind me on that side and then up there. But then I took them and I will show you a picture or actually a video, since I'm editing this out. Those are all the vinyls that I bought this year, and I think I exaggerated maybe a little bit. I have no regrets, but I will try to take it easy. I kind of got all the things that I want for now. There are others that I would like to have, some other good albums, but I'm not going to go overboard on buying them. Especially since at the end of the year I got a lot of them, and I didn't even have time to listen to them that much, and I also bought them from different sellers, so I actually paid a lot for shipping. But it was, I wanted to treat myself because of some events that happened, and I was like, okay, this is the time to pay some old things, but also I want to buy some vinyl for the collection, and you will see them later. So without further ado, because I do think this video will be long, and I've been speaking for 5 minutes already, and I haven't. Yeah, I think it will be more than 1 hour long, since my other videos were 1 hour, and there were only 48. Now it's 76. Oh my god! So I took some notes here, but the way I usually present them is in the order of when they arrive. But when I took them out there and I put them on the table, I was like, I'm not going to go through all of them to put them in order and so on, because it's going to take more time. So I'm going to start the other way around. I'm going to show you a bit of my most precious one. Not I haven't done the order of my most precious to the list, but I will start with some of my, the Holy Grail. And the Holy Grail is basically this album. This is Part-Time's Return to Cherry. I've been looking for this album for the past 2 years. And I actually looked at one of the videos that I had in the past when I was talking about Part-Time. And I said that this is my new favorite band. It's still my new. Mac DeMarco was my favorite artist 2017-18. But in 2019, Part-Time started to come up. And I've listened to them 2019, 2020, 2021, and this album has my most listened song all the time, which is called Animal Machines. It's the third song. It's an amazing song. I like the tempo, I like how it flows, I like the scenes in it. So yeah, I'm very happy that I managed to get this. It's limited to 500 numbers, and I do have number 90. 90. Yeah. And since the band got cancelled last year in 2020, David Loca went out of Spotify. He's back now, but I'm not sure if it's him or not, or someone else has uploaded the music. Hopefully he's going to be back. But the thing is that the albums went super high price. Like, I paid for this $100 plus $25 shipping, and they sell some of the other albums which I have, they sell for 150, 200 or something like that, or at least they are still there listed at this price, but some of them are not. They don't value that much. I mean, if this was okay for me as the price, I'm very happy that I got it. But yeah, I mean, there are a couple of albums at $200 and not this one, and they are not being bought, which means that it's not really their price, because people are asking to buy it. They want to buy the albums. Anyway, and you know how when you have a record and you listen to it, you don't really skip songs because you don't have the ability to, I have to go up and don't change the music, change the song to listen to the same song over and over again. So it's a much more nicer. It's like the album is taking you on a journey. Right, so this is one of the reasons why I'm collecting vinyl. I could just listen to Spotify, and I actually wanted to start this segment by why I'm buying vinyl, but I will keep that for another video. Because you don't have the ability to go up and to change the songs that you want to listen to the same song over and over again, you are just putting up a side and I let it run, and then I put the side again and I let it run, and so on, and I just work or do whatever, and then whenever there is a good song or something that piques my interest, I'm drawn out of what I'm doing to the song, like, oh, this is interesting. And this is how I discovered the last song of the album, Return to Cherry, which is also the name of the album. The whole thing is like so magical. It starts in a way, but after the half of the song, in the end half of the song, it changes to something different, and it's kind of like very dreamlike, very movie-like song. So yeah, this is the Holy Grail for me, and I'm very happy that I got it. I do plan that when I move, I will have, as I've said, two turntables and so on, mixer, and I do want to have a corner for relaxing, like get a drink, get a chair, and sit to listen to the music and drinking something and just winding down. And that's when I will also plan to do videos about the albums that I enjoy individually and discuss about the songs and so on. Subjectively, not objectively, because I don't know how to review an album. I don't have the vocabulary to explain things to people who know music, So Yeah, another part-time record. But you have already seen this last year, I believe, or 2 years ago. I forgot. I think it was last year. In last year video, in 2020 video, you saw this one, and I was like, why do I buy it again? Well, I bought it again because this edition, and it also took some time to find out, and I got it for £50, which I think it was a steal. There were other copies that sold for a bit more. The reason why I want it because this one comes with a 7-inch with 2 bonus songs that are on the album, on the digital album, but they are not on the main album. And I wanted to have those 2 songs also, and they are good songs too. So when I saw this, I offered the guy. It came from UK. Again, it had to come with, since UK is not in the postal office anymore. I had to go to the customs and pay some extra tax and so on and so on. This is the color. The other one is orange, and it's a very beautiful orange. And I remember showing it in the video, so you can check that video from last year also. Let's put this back, and then I will tell you again about this song, this album a little bit. I've been listening to it some more since I got the new setup, and in the video that I've showed you, where I showed you my gear, I had Mac DeMarco, but right now I placed down another part-time album. So from this album, I recommend you to try out Hide, the second song, I Can Treat You Better, featuring Ariel Pink. That's so nice, and it's alright with me. Those are like kind of the top 3. The whole album is nice. It's flowing really, really nice. This whole album is a bit. The cover was not glued very well, but it's fine. And as I said at the beginning of the video, I also bought a CD this year. I bought part-time on CD. And the reason for that is that there is a website, Romanian website, Niche Records, and they had part-time listed the album PDA, which you will hear about it soon, and this CD. And I'm like, let's order both. Even that I've talked with them on the phone, asking them if they can bring the album PDA from part-time. They were like, no. And they said that they will remove it. They didn't. And I was like, I will try to order it anyway, see what happens. And I got a call. This was like 6 months ago. And I got a call like 2 weeks ago. I was like, yeah, the order is here. I was like, both of them? I was like, no, only spell 6. I didn't understand the word spell 6. I was no, only this arrived. And I was like, okay, fine. It was not expensive CD. It's like $20. I was like, but fine, I will take it I will add it to my collection. It's the same label, Tough Love Records, which is also the ones that printed spell number 6 with the 7-inch. I was like, okay, I will add it to the collection. And now I'm going to go into a journey of showing you the 7 inches that I got this year. There are some really good stuff, and I will start again with some part-time. But I will do a proper video with those records soon. I mean, not soon, when I move. Mostly because the story itself, which I will give you bits of the story now, it's because while I was looking for part-time records, I returned to Cherry. I emailed people who have the album on collection to say, hey, do you want to sell this? And I did in touch with a guy, and the guy Jason, he was like, yeah, but if you want, I have some 7 inches of part-time which I released. He has a record label and he released a couple of 7 inches. I was like, okay, but it was like almost 1 year ago, and then during the summer or a bit after the summer, he wasn't in New York. He came back and was like, dude, I want to take you on that offer, like, can you send me some part-time that you released? And I got 2, by the way, and I also got 2 of the other things that he released. And we exchanged a good couple of emails, and he was like so nice that he didn't even charge me for the shipping, and the shipping was like $20. I even got a sticker with them. So yeah, basically I'm happy that I got this part-time. Sometimes I'm cruel, sometimes I'm sometimes I'm mean, sometimes I'm cruel. Yeah, it's one of my favorite songs from part-time, and I do have it on the other album, the compilation album, but now I have it on 7-inch. And you know, it was nice that he sent, as I've said, I open it and it has it's orange like this. And I want to make a proper video, you know, to thank Jason. And I will prepare a bit to tell you about the cover because if I remember correctly, he did the cover. Let me put it back. And so yeah, he was kind enough to send me two of them. He also sent me a gorilla. I've listened to them a couple of months ago. They were okay, interesting. Kind of like those things that when you have friends over, like, let me put you something indie that no one heard about, and it's not bad actually. So it's not the hipsterish of the whole thing. And then also this one, chickens. Now continuing with the 7 inches that I've got this year. Part-time! Yeah, useless information. I got this from the label. And then the second one is Drinking Flowers, the band. So it took some time for this to arrive also from USA. Then I've got Gap Dream. And I've got this one. It's an okay song. It's not like... Same thing with 7% Solution. This is from years ago, a 7-inch from years ago. It's not a bad song at all. So it's interesting. I couldn't find it on YouTube anymore, and then I found it and then I couldn't find it anymore. So try to look for 7% Solution and the song Lullaby. And the other song is called Oh Yeah. There is another band called 7% Solution. So it's not the band that has the most hits, it's the one that has the least hits. And this was interesting to get. I ordered it from Germany from a guy because I've ordered from him part-time. So this is another 7-inch and it has one of my most favorite songs from part-time. It's called I Belong to You, which I enjoy. And then on the second side it's Rubber Room, which is also a very interesting song. It is one of the vinyls that I do need to clean, and I will try to play it, not now, but I will try to play it also to see how it sounds on this one. But I do need to clean because it's very filled up with static. But anyway, I paid like 18 euros for this, so almost full price. But I did want to get it, and at the end of the year I wanted to also get a couple of other 7 inches from part-time. And they were listed on the website for like 6-7 months or more. They were about 40 euros, one 7-inch. I wanted to get it, but now it's gone. I was like, fuck. But anyway, the guy who sold me this, it's a guy from Leipzig in Germany, and he actually has a band, and I also a record label, I think, I'm not sure. But only after I was like so sad to get this, and I ordered the other 2 7 inches. And then I listened to his band, and it's not bad at all. And I should have bought some of his music from his band. But anyway, maybe this year, who knows? Even that I supposed to take it easy. Then I've done an order on HHV, and I got a 7-inch, which is Ghetto Boys, Mind of a Lunatic, and Minds Playing Tricks on Me. But the thing with this is that, and I wanted Minds Playing Tricks on Me, but the song is only 3 minutes and 53, but the original song is much longer. They've cut the last verse of Bushwick's Bill. So yeah, it's not the full song. And then I found out that this is a pirate release. Yep, pirate vinyl. So yeah, anyway, I guess it's on my collection now. Then I've got Kim Carnes' Better Die With Ace. It's a really nice song. It was 5 lei, which is €1. I got it from some guys that bought decided to start a new shop here in my town, and they got a lot of stock, and then 5 days later they closed down because the 2 guys who started, they weren't compatible. So you know how it happens. So I did got order 4 albums, and I will go to them at some point. But this was one of the 7 inches that I got. I got it totally blind because I couldn't listen to it to see if it was $5, so I didn't care. It had this, the hole, and they didn't have the hole there so I able to play it, but it sounds fine. Then my friend Anka, she gave me a link with a Turkish band called Lalalar, and they have 3 7 inches with 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 songs in total. I don't think it's more than 2 songs per side, 1 song per side. So anyway, I got them. Listen to Ishandar. Yeah, this one, Ishandar. Listen to this song. It's really interesting. I really enjoyed listen to them, and I do have them in the loop already. So I'm constantly listening to them. I did got 2 of them I bought from the label's website and 1 of them from HHV. It was sold out on the label's website, but there was this other copy on HHV. I was like, okay, and it was only 1 left, and I was like stressed that I'm going to miss it. And hey, look, I spotted another 7-inch, which is Benny Sings featuring Mac DeMarco, Rolled Up. I like the song. I haven't listened to Benny Sings too much, but if I remember correctly, is he the one that Mac signed on his label? Because Mac signed, I think so. And they have a video which is nice with both of them. And you know, I'm collecting Mac DeMarco stuff, especially if it's good, and I decided to get it. Then let's move into the actual albums. This was part of 5 records bought from HHV during the summer, I believe. This is Sugar Candy Mountain 666. It's kind of like psychedelic rock, I guess, and you can't see it's pink on pink. The songs that I will tell you to listen is let me open the page again. It's 666 like the album, but that's Windows. And then when I was listening to the album again and again, I was like, okay, I spotted the song Tired, which is also a nice song. It's very chill, very nice to listen. From the same order, I got Kraftwerk, Technopop. I do have a mission to buy old Kraftwerk's album. I do have the Man Machine. It's one of the... It's in the first video. I've started with... I bought the Man Machine vinyl when I didn't have the turntable, when I was in Holland, Netherlands. And the Man Machine is one of my favorite albums all time. And Kraftwerk was almost one of my father's favorite bands. And I listened to them when I grew up. And yeah, I like them, and I do want to get all of the albums. This is the new edition that came out 2 years ago, I believe. They are colored, all of them, and they look very nice packaging. And I do want to get all of them in that kind of packaging, and I will have to buy the Man Machine probably again, because I do want to get them in German. This is also the German edition. If you want to listen to Sex Object, House Phone, their Telephone Anruf, I'm not sure how to pronounce it, and I don't know the song, but those are songs that are nice. Very melodic album, like very nice melodies. Blood Orange, the album is Coastal Grooves. I've been looking for this album for some time. I mean, I don't think it's this rare. There are 18 for sale on Discogs. This is the exact edition, so it's not sale, not rare at all, but I couldn't find it on HHV, you know. And the second song, Something Boulevard, is the song that I recommend. Is the 1 and 2 songs. So Forget It and Something Boulevard, the second song. That's the first song that I've listened from him, I believe. And since then I've started to listen to more albums, because it's a very nice album. It's going to be, I repeat this over and over, because all the albums that I buy, they are, in general, if I'm buying them, they are very nice for me. So as I said, I don't have a vocabulary to explain everything, and right now I'm trying to get to all of them, so I'm unprepared. Then Anna Managuchi, Down Metropolis. This is an album that came out in 2009, and I actually listened to it in 2009. They had the Flash website with some pieces of animation. This is chiptune music, so it's video game related stuff. They do have the soundtrack, which also got released on vinyl years ago and repressed again, but I didn't bother repress. They've done the soundtrack for Scott Pilgrim's The Video Game, the beat 'em up game that came out in 2010. So when I saw this, the old edition of this album was a bit sold out and then very expensive, and when I saw this disc is getting released, it's very colorful. You can't really see colors now, and I don't want to get it out. Look how pretty it is. Yeah, so as I've said, I was listening to this album in 2009, and there are 2 songs that I would recommend. One is Danger Mountain, and The second one is Over Arrow. This one and then this one. They are pretty high tempo, so it's a little bit like chiptune punk. The Cure, 17 Seconds. Yeah, I've also started to get my The Cure collection on, and from this album I recommend A Forest and M. Those are the two songs that I appeal the most to me, and I remember them from like 15 years ago. Then also right at the beginning of the last year I've got Carpenter's Brut album. It's three vinyls into one. And the thing with this album is that this was part of, in 2017 I was listening to a lot of new retro wave, and this is even more extreme than new retro wave. It's more towards metal. And I wanted to buy it back then. This album has been repressed like 5, 6, 7 or 8 times. They are all sold out. It sold very, very well. And there are limited edition, colored edition. This is just the normal black edition, but it is from 2017. And back then it kept popping up to be available to buy, and I didn't have money. And I was like, yeah, I'm not going to buy it. I'm just going to keep the money. I'm not going to buy it. And you know, at the beginning of the year I was like, okay, it's available, it's in stock. I always wanted it. I'm going to buy it. So what songs do I recommend for you? The first song that I've heard from them is Roller Mobster. That's a nice song. And then listen to Turbo Killer and look at the video for Turbo Killer. Amazing video and also an amazing song. There are other interesting songs on this album called like Disco Zombie Italia. So yeah, happy that I got this one. Laserhawk Redline. Again, part of my synthwave era. Laserhawk is one of the first new retro wave artists that I started to listen back in 2015, and one of these songs of this album, including like Overdrive and Redline, you can listen to those two songs, the first two songs of the album. And this got released by Electro Dream Records, which is a guy from USA. And I have him on Facebook. I've been chatting with him a little bit, and he has the label, and he managed to convince Laserhawk to release his album, and he released other Laserhawk albums. But I think that it's not the album that I like the most. It's Visitors, which was never released on anything from Laserhawk, and that's the reason. Visitors has a song So Far Away, which is the song that I like and which is the song that I want. So hopefully they will release that one too, and I will get it. But Redline, happy to finally have it. Listen to the first two songs, Redline and Overdrive. 80s Stallone, Hotline. Yeah, I haven't listened to this album when I purchased it. I mean, I purchased it without listening to this album. Why? Because I'm actually listening to 80s Stallone EP since 2015, and actually 80s Stallone is one of the first, and even before Laserhawk, I believe, that I've listened. And I would really enjoy to have that EP released on vinyl, but you know, this album is okay too. And the thing with 80s Stallone is that I have a playlist called Work Music, which started as a new retro wave playlist, but then it moved into other genres, which is why I renamed it to Work. It's this music that doesn't distract me too much, right? So nice melodies and so on. And I've always started listening to Le Cassette, which I've showed the album last year. And there are 3 songs by Le Cassette and then 3 songs by 80s Stallone. And I always start, when I want to get focused into working, I always start listening to those songs. Until at some point when I start over again. So yeah, 80s Stallone. Ultra Sun EP. My friend George and I got this and was like, should we order it? And he was like, should you order it? And I was like, okay, let's order it. 90s Mine is the main song of the album. It's interesting, really nice. And this track is not bad, but 90s Mine sound really nice, and again with synthwaves influences and so on. I don't really like their look. They have kind of like this arrogant look a bit, but yeah. Then Paradise Killer original soundtrack. I believe that the guy's name is Epoch. On Discord he's under his own name, which is why I always forget this. But I've ordered the soundtrack before I've actually played the game. I started the game a little bit, but then I wasn't in the mood to actually play story-heavy driven games. I couldn't concentrate on the story. So yeah, Barry Topping is his name. Epoch is his nickname, I believe. It's kind of like, again, a little bit of synthwave, new retrowave, but with some kind, not funk. They have saxophone, a lot of saxophone in this on this album, and female vocals, right? So it's not pure new retrowave, mostly because of the sax, I believe. But it's very interesting, and I do recommend you to listen to Go-Go Style, the second song. Listen to that one, and you will see what I mean. Signed Pepsi hit vibes. This is actually, I think this is the first vinyl that, well, at least it's supposed to arrive in January last year, but then it was right after the Brexit thingy, and it arrived in Romania. I wasn't notified, and then it moved back, and then I paid some extra for shipping with tracking, and then it finally arrived again. I had to go to the customs, pay some extra, but I'm happy that I have the thing with this album. It was very, very, like all the vaporwave or city funk, city pop, mixes that they are doing. It's not that original. They are usually mixing up things to release. This was super, super expensive because there were only like 300 copies, and they did an open-ended sale, like pre-orders, and they printed like almost 3,000. I guess some people were like, I'm going to buy it because it's going to rise in value. I don't think it's going to be the case anymore, but whatever. Listen to the song Signed Pepsi. It has a very heavy bass line, and that is what drew my attention. So yeah, Signed Pepsi, hit vibes. Nuremberg Skrzyvia. Yeah, I don't know how to pronounce it. It's a Belarus post-punk band. I think I ordered this in September 2020, and it arrived in 2021 after like 6-7 months. Very happy that it arrived. It sounds fabulous. I did discover them in 2019. I even listened to a demo of one of those songs because it sounds interesting. Sometimes it's nice to listen to the demos. They are a bit more rough, and you can find interesting spots there. I'm very happy that I got it because it got sold out. I think right now it's in the process of doing a second pressing. But for example, their second album, which came out last year, I missed it. I almost bought it, but the album was $25 and the shipping was $25. And the guy from the label was like, most I can do is send you 2 albums of the same shipping price, and then you can split the cost, it would be fine, but I couldn't have anyone to convinced to buy the second album, and then they supposed to receive a shipping to Avant Records, which I bought 3 albums from them. Anyway, we'll see them later, and then they didn't got an email, or I missed the fact they sold out, so I missed the second album. But again, as I've said, I'm happy that I got the first album, and I recommend you to listen to the second song, BS Schulwer, and then Rasplievdaka, and then the last song, Valassi. Valassi is the first song that I've listened from them. It's a bit different than those two, but one of those two sound like a bit of a love song or somehow. I don't understand what they are saying, but really nice high tempo. They don't have a drummer, they have a drum machine, and there is a guy on vocals and bass, and then a guy on guitars. So Nuremberg. Firewatch by Chris Remo. This is the original soundtrack of the Firewatch video game, which I finished some years ago. It was okay, a bit disappointing there and here and there. Very atmospheric soundtrack, and I've looked at the soundtrack some times ago and I was like, yeah, okay. If you put it and you let it play, it's fine. But the first side has a lot of songs at 55 seconds, 1 minute and 55, 1 minute 1 minute and 34, and so on. But this is one of the things with video game soundtrack. They are made for the video games. They are not made to be listened by themselves. Like some songs are very, very short because they are made to loop and so on. But I think this was a case of FOMO, fear of missing out. And he had a Kickstarter with it, and I ordered the collector's edition because it's signed by Chris Remo, as you can see there. It's also on yellow and not black. and you know it's signed, so it was $50 plus $25 shipping. It's like, okay, but the weird thing is that it's very hard, as you can see, very hard cover. I'm not sure how they released it, but anyway, sounds fine. It's a bit warped, and the corner, as you can see here, it's a little bit up. So I was like, he's not pristine anymore. But, you know, whatever. It's pretty expensive on how much I paid for it, and as I said, it's not even something that's top of my preferences. But you know, FOMO is a pretty hard thing. Yeah, another band that I can't really pronounce their name. They are called Pink Blast or Pink Sugar Blast, yeah, something like that. The album is called Miserable Miracles, and the song that you should listen is the first one called Dance AM. It is kind of like shoegaze style of album. I enjoy it. It's like very positive. I don't understand what they are saying. They may be very dark. They are Russian or from that part anyway. so it can be very dark, but for me it sounds very shoewaves. Sounds very, you know, uplifting a bit. So yeah, happy that I got this one too. Vendendry-sur-Mer or something like that. I'm not sure how to pronounce her. I actually found her, again, it's some kind of electronic pop with some synth wave there and here and there. She's from Switzerland, but she sings in France. I'm not sure how. Yeah, I think it's Francois. So yeah, I found about her in 4 years ago, with a song called La Femme à la Peu Bleue, something like that. And I kept listening to that song over and over again. And then she released an EP, which I wanted to buy, but again, no money. And then I missed it, and now it's sold out and a bit overpriced. And then she released this album in 2019, and I saw it last year. I was like, I'm going to buy this one because that is a nice song. And I actually found other songs like Chewing Gum. And there is another one, which when I'm going to review or, you know, make a video about the album in particular, I will go about nitpickings, because there is a song that I really like when they do this. The song has the repetition of chorus and so on and melody and so on, but then at the end or in some place they do something that they don't do on the other song again, and she has a song like that. I was like, interesting. And it's also at the end of the song, but I forgot the song name, I think. Yeah, it's with the French names, it's hard for me to remember the song names. Anyway, this Mitch Murder, then again, haven't listened to this album too much. He went for these Japanese vibes and he managed to successfully do it. There is some video with this cover animated, and it's nice to see it from the artist animated. This is the back of the album. The camera is not really showing it how it should. It's very blue, everything is very blue, but it's not. Looks very nice. Yeah, it took some time for this to arrive also from the States. Also at the customs, but I'm happy. Mitch Murder is my most listened artist from 2015 and 2016. Is not the album that I want. I want Current Events, which is Mitch Murder's album from 2011. But you know, this is fine. I enjoy it. Neighborhoods, another vaporwave album from My Pet Flamingo, the label from UK. Not really sure why I got it. It's not bad. It's not stellar, but it was. If I would listen to it now, it would be like, I'm not going to go to the troubles of ordering and then waiting for the shipment to arrive. It went too much of a hassle to wait for packages. If I would see this and list this into a store, I might actually buy it, because as I've said, it's not bad. Listen to the first song. Again, it's vaporwave, so it's kind of like a mix of an original song from the 80s with some kind of other elements. It's a good album to put when you want to have a lounge element. So yeah, that's why I got it mostly. Beastie Boys, the last album that they have released. I got this when I was in the mall in Cărturești. I was like, let's look what vinyls that they have. They don't really have obscure stuff, but they have some of those popular bands, and sometimes you can find something good that you want to add to your collection, which is why I got this one. The most listened song from this album that I have is Make Some Noise, which is the first song, and while I was listening to that side, I also found the song okay, to be more than okay. So, Jaakko Eino Kalevi, something like that. It's a guy from Finland. I discovered him in 2018. it's very easy to listen to. I have no idea what he said. He sings in Finnish, but the music is so relaxing that I like to listen to it when I work. And then I was like, this is because of that. This is nice to have on vinyl, to put a vinyl and do something else while you listen to it, or not going to distract you. So I got it. This is actually the first album that arrived in last year. So this is which I have started with. So yeah, listen to the first two songs, China Eddie and Emotions in Motion. Emotion in Motion also has kind of like an interesting video, so try it out. So I had to take a break to put some of the records back. It's the recording, not edited, it's around 44 minutes, and I still have more to go to. Qual, how to pronounce his name. He's the guy from Lebanon, Hanover. It's a duo, him and a girl. Also in an interesting band, and this is his solo project. And from this song, you should listen to the fourth song, Benevolent Technologies. It's very dark wave. It's actually dark wave. It's not very dark wave. And this is one of the 3 albums that I bought from Avant Records from Italy, and they have this really nice protection cover. The only label that I saw that sends them with this, and I asked them, where do you buy them? It's actually pretty expensive for them too to sell this, but really high quality stuff. So really nice label. Pleasure Symbols, Closer and Closer Apart. Yeah, it was like I wanted to order 3 of them. I actually wanted to buy the last album that you will see after this one, and then Qual, because I knew about him and I liked that song, and I was like, let's order one more so I can. That three records was the maximum for the price that I'm paying for shipping. I was like, I'm going to get something else, and I listened to them, to their discography, and I found Pleasure Symbols. It's female vocal. What, I'm not sure how to. It's post-punk, shoegaze, dream pop, new wave. This is what Discogs is saying that this style it is. Listen to the song Image Reflected, and the actual album that I wanted to buy is this one. It's Rendezvous. It's again a post-punk band. I'm not sure where. I think they are from France. And the songs that you should listen to is the first one, Distance, and then I have another one, the fourth one, which is Euroshima. If that's what. Sometimes I don't really remember the song names because I have them on the playlist and I don't know them. But yeah, it's post-punk, high tempo, nice album and nice band. Then I was browsing the internet, and whenever I go to a record shop, whatever that record shop is from, and I am on their website, I'm searching for part-time. But I actually found Dan Deacon with the album from 2015, I believe. And Gliss Rifter is called the album. It's from 2015, yes. And the song that you should listen is When I Was Done Dying, and you should check out the video. The video is really, really unbelievable, and the song is very nice too. And another song from this album that you should listen to is Meme Generator. But yeah, as I've said, I was looking for part-time, and yeah, I also got this because I also got part-time. Yeah, so I was looking at on those guys, Dodo Beach or something website, and I searched for part-time, and I see this one, and I emailed them, is this available? And they were like, yes, it is. And it was like 20 euros, and I was like, what? And I bought it. It's sealed. My copy of part-time was not sealed when I bought it, and yeah, it's sealed. It was 24 euros actually, and it's number 463. It's numbered. So yeah, I got a second copy of part-time. People started to message me on Discord if I'm selling it, and I don't want to sell it. But anyway, since I've done the video about part-time in 2019, I've listened to the album some more, and I enjoy it even more. And I even found another song that I enjoy to listen to. It's the first song, I Want to Go. Sounds very nice for the album, you know, when it starts. The main song of the album, and I think the main song of part-time, is Night Drive, the fifth song. I also enjoy from this album Staring at a Gun, I Belong to You, it's on this album. And then PDA, it's one of the first songs from part-time that I've listened to. And then Sonato the Tea and Seashells are also very nice. But now that I'm looking at the list, All My Love, All Your Love, Together We Are Fine, it's also a really nice song. Last album that arrived last year is actually this FM Attack, The Never Ending. I think the guy Sean, I believe is his name, he's kind of done with FM Attack. I'm not sure what the story there exactly. Again, it came from Canada, from the other part of the world. I tried to convince Georgia to buy it together, and then he said finally, yes, okay. I actually talked with them to see the shipping. The shipping was like $40 and more than almost $30, I believe, or something like that. And when you put another one, it was like $45 shipping or something like that. I talked with them about the shipping, and they managed to reduce it, but not by too much. But because me and Georgia bought it, it was still an expensive album, about 50 euros, I think. But it's a nice to listen album. It's actually a new retro wave again. Listen to the third song, Footprints. But I also believe that the second song, Lonely Nights, sounds fine. Again, I discovered it by listening to the album on vinyl. Sade, or I call it Sade because I don't know how to pronounce it, but I heard it's Sade or something like that. I've been listening to this album since I was little. My parents have it on tape. I think the tape is still somewhere around the house. I saw it. I saw it at another vinyl shop in Timișoara, and it was full price, like a new release. I was like, and then it was sold out, and I couldn't find it anywhere. And it's hard to. The album is from '84, so it's hard to find an album from '84 to be in good condition, and this is in flawless condition. And I only paid for it 55 lei, which is like 11 euros. The reason for it was from the guys that opened the shop and closed out 5 days later. I went on lunch, and because they were launching, they had discounts, like 15% discount or something like that. So I almost paid the price that they paid for it. So yeah, unfortunate that they closed down, but I got like 4 albums at a really good price, and you will see they are coming now. Yeah, Sade, Smooth Operator, Your Love Is King. There are like very important songs for this album, but then while I was listening to the album, I discovered a new song, I Can Be Your Friend, which is also nice. The Cure, Kiss 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 Me. I've been looking for this for some time. The price usually for this album is like 40 euros or something like that when it was on HHV and so on. And then for this I paid about $20, but again with a discount from those guys. It was released actually in Greece. Yeah, it's from Greece from some years ago, so it's not new again, but it sounds really nice. From this album, I recommend you How Beautiful You Are, Just Like Heaven, The Perfect Girl, and All I Want. So it is a pretty big album with a lot of songs, a lot of good songs. So you should try it out if you haven't listened to this. Pixies, Trompe le Monde. Again, I bought it from these guys. It was a bit more expensive than the price from HHV. This is a new release. This is the 30 years anniversary from the album. Pixies used to be my most favorite band for a long time, before Part-Time, before Mac DeMarco and so on. When people were asking me what band do you like the most, I was saying Pixies. And I've seen them live in 2010 when I went to Italy. This is actually the first album that I've listened to them, and the first song is Hill. It's Alec Eiffel, and yeah, I recommend you Alec Eiffel. But the whole album, I do enjoy it a lot. Linda Mirada. Yeah, the album was 5 euros. The shipping was 9. And the reason why I got it is that Part-Time has a remix here called Tokyo. The Tokyo is her song, but it's remixed by Part-Time, and it sounds very Part-Time. And actually it sounds very good. It's like a very good song. Look for Tokyo Part-Time, Linda Mirada. The Garden, haha. Those are 2 twins from USA. I do have an album from them. I didn't really want to get this one because there is only one good song on it. I mean, it's not only one good song and then the rest are crap, but there is the best song that they have. It's on this album, and it's called Crystal Clear. Look for it, The Garden, Crystal Clear. They even have a live with it. and I was like, I don't want to buy it only for that song in particular. The rest, it's okay, an album to listen. But then I found another song which is a hit, Egg. So Egg and Crystal Krill from this album, listen for it. It's very punchy bass. He sings with one twin is on drums, the other is on. So it's a very interesting and powerful combo when you listen to those two together. The Cure, Wild Mood Swings. This is the first album from The Cure that I've listened to back in 2001. I actually have this on CD original. This was in 2001 when my childhood friend from my father came from USA to, I mean, he was in Romania, he moved to USA for a lot of years, and then he came back for a visit, and then he left me some of his CDs. I have Metallica original and The Cure, Wild Mood Swings, and I listened to it, and back then I was like, ooh, America, sounds interesting. You know, I didn't knew that The Cure was a band from UK, you know, but yeah, and one of the reasons was that the second song is called Club America, so I was kind of like in that zone. I was thinking that they are from America. It's a picture disc. This is actually the vinyl. As you can see, it's crooked. It normally is supposed to be like part of the cover, but it's very hard to put them. Anyway, I need to get it out, so it's fine. I do like. Some people don't like this album. They say that they moved away from The Cure on how they were and so on and so on. But I do enjoy this album. One and Club America, they are very nice. But the most song that I'm listening to this album is Mint Car. A very joyful song, at least sound-wise, right? And then Jupiter Crash and Round, it's also nice. But the end of the songs, it's also very interesting, like Trap, Treasure, and Bear. It's very, again, because I listen to it on CD. I mean, on CD you can skip songs much easily than on vinyl, but I ended up listening to the album from start to finish, and so on. So I got some of the songs in me, and I do think the songs at the end are also very dark and nice. Hidden Orchestra, Creeks. I actually got, it's a soundtrack from a video game. I will do a video separate about the soundtrack, the game, and then the art book, which I got in the other room. They work really well together, and the soundtrack and the game was so fabulous. It's puzzle, visually it looks nice, and the story is done strictly to sounds, not by voice. I mean, talking, it's a sound, right? But it wasn't like, it was through gibberish, right? So I decided to buy the album because it's very orchestra-ish, very moody, very unique with different type of instruments. And this whole thing, is it here? It is here. The albums. I mean, check this out. Check this out. Huh? And they come up with some prints that are also looking nice. I can't really show it to you, but you can Google it. Just pause the video and Google the game. And yeah, I got this one. It's weird. A couple of days ago, I read a news that her son, 17-year-old son, committed suicide. So, yeah, this is the. Why did I laugh? It's not funny. I'm uncomfortable. Different situation. Nothing compares to you. The Prince song, which she covered, and it was a huge hit in '91 or so. And I remember it from back then. It was like €6. I ordered something else from the guy, and I ended up with like 5 records, which you will just see now. I haven't listened to this. I've started to get albums that I don't that much. Like this one, okay, it's there, but I should actually listen to it. But yeah, soon. Then I got these Inner City remixes, Paradise remixes, and it was an extra from the guy who I ordered from Germany. Was like, dude, you put one extra, and I was like, no, it's fine, it's a gift. Okay, thanks. I don't think I've listened to it, and I should do it actually. I'm going to put those on the side. Inner City Paradise. Now this I've ordered. Again, it was cheap, and I do remember the song Paradise and another one which I forgot. They are a band from the 90s, and it's giving me those early 90s vibes, so that's why I got it. But what I wanted to buy from them, it's this. I know it doesn't look like much, but this song, this album, it's even chipped a bit over here. It's from '93, and I paid like €10 for it. It has a song called Fiamma Festa Italiani. Go and listen to it. Fiamma Festa Italiani. Fiamma. That's a song that I listened to a tape, which later I found out is from Thunderdome 3, which is hardcore German hardcore techno, basically. The story is much longer than this, but it was a tape that my father received in '94 from a friend from Germany, and I grew up with that tape listening to German hardcore techno. And for years, I do have the tape. I have the case, but not the tape itself. And it took me some time to find out that the song itself is from an actual release. I will tell the story some other time, but this song is very, very nice. Fiamma Festa Italiani, and I wanted to have it on vinyl. And since I was, ordering from this guy from Germany, I started to look from other stuff, and I got some project, Necrophage, something like that. Listen to the song called Space Dwarfs. Is the first one. Macrophage, yeah, something like that. It's Goa trance. It's the only Goa trance ambient album that I have. But the first song sounds very nice, very high tempo, and interesting sounds. I do like those type of melodies. And it was like 19 euros too, so it was full price. And it was released in 98. So, yeah. Infectious Grooves, Arcipius Arc, one of my most favorite albums from one of my most favorite bands. This came in November when I got some extra money because of some things, and I decided to go to buy some of those albums that I always wanted to have on my collection. The price wasn't that much for what it normally sells. I paid 60 euros plus about 22 shipping, so it was 80 euros in total. So it wasn't that cheap, but normally it sells for higher. So I do see one at 67 right now, and 100 euros, 140 euros, and 200 euros. So yeah, I know that's a bit too much for me. But yeah, it's an album from '93. It wasn't released on LP since then, so this is it. I love the cover, and one of the reasons why I like this is punk metal. In case you never listened to Infectious Grooves, I do have the first album, which was re-released. It's on my first video that I've done. It's in 2016. I got Infectious Grooves. It's like the fourth album that I bought when I started to collect vinyl again. And I actually have all the CDs from them, and that's a story by itself, which I will do at another time. But yeah, listen to Turtle Wax Immigrant Song, which is a cover from Led Zeppelin, and it's funk metal because the bass it's doing the main thing. It's a bass heavy focus, and the bassist is Robert Trujillo from Metallica. Robert Trujillo, back in the old days, he was at Infectious Grooves, he was at Suicidal Tendencies, and he's an unbelievable bassist. So yeah, listen to that. Don't Stop Spread the Jam is another song that I like. Slow Motion Jam, Infectious Grooves. And then on the second side, Fame is a cover from David Bowie. Savor the Flavor, and Do the Sinister. So a lot of songs on this album, and I do enjoy the whole album. I do enjoy it more than the first album, so I'm happy that I've got it. I think it's my favorite from them. Consequential, 80 from 1980 to 86. I've got this in December when I was in Belgrade. I wanted to buy something else, and it's going to come soon. And I actually, I will tell you the story real fast. I messaged the guy on Discog who actually has the label, I believe, to buy the other vinyl. And then when I arrived there, he has like a really small room in one of these governmental buildings, like these old buildings that you can probably rent rooms because the building itself is not that important anymore. And I go in, I'm like, this is the place. Oh my! I think this is supposed to be the place. And I see the doorman, which is kind of like old guy who doesn't speak English, like all the portari, all the doormen from Romanian institutions, and I show him this com, and I was like, oh yeah, there. And I go there, and it's a guy in a room with a couch and a computer and lots of vinyl. And I'm like, yeah, come on in, sit. And he got the vinyl that I wanted, and then he put me this, and then I was like, okay, I'm going to buy this. And then I was like, I only had euros. So I was like, yeah, that's fine, 20 euros for that one, 20 euros for this one. and for 10 more euros I got something else, which you will see soon. Those are the guys that were making the music back in 86, so a lot of years ago, and this is a repress. It sounds actually nice. This is why I got it. Like, I've listened to the first songs when I was at him, and I was like, okay, I'm going to get this. Listen to the first 3 songs from this album. I think it's supposed to be on Spotify also. Secret Chiefs 3, Book M, an album from 2001. They are... What is the style that they are singing? Now that's a good question. Discog says it's avant-garde experimental. I guess to some degree it is. You have Oriental influences, so that's what defines them. The guitarist, which I forgot the name, he's known. He has been to Fade No More on some albums, and I think right now he's with Mr. Bungle again. And I've seen them live in 2012 in Davos. There are some recordings there which I haven't made, but you can go to Secret Chiefs 3 Davos Timișoara and you will find it. The whole album was actually, the whole concert was actually nice. And from this side, my favorite song is Ship of Fools. Listen to Ship of Fools and you will see what I mean. Sarmalele Reci, Țara te va prost. This is the first song from Sarmalele Reci. I believe that album came out in 95. This is actually a re-recording of the original album released on vinyl. I was like, it's an okay album. I do like the song Violeta, and yeah, I think kind of like this one. It's part of Romanian history, post-communist basically. So that's kind of it. Max Vincent, this is the album that I wanted to buy from Belgrade when I went there, and that's because of the second song called Beodraska Devoja, the girl from Belgrade or something like that. It's being translated. That's the song. Spotify gave me that song. I was like, okay, this sounds really nice. I want to buy it. It's also from Serbia. I'm very close to Serbia. I do have some connection there, growing up close to Serbia. And this is the album that I wanted to buy when I went to them, and he gave it to me and then gave me the others. Try to listen to this one, Max Vincent, Beodraska Devoja. And then I also got this for 10 euros, which is, I've been told, is the most famous band from Yugoslavia. There is a song that I know, I've listened to it before, but I haven't properly listened to it. Some people say that they like the band. I don't like it that much, but except for that song that I know, Washed Out, Life of Leisure. I actually ordered the first album from Washed Out. It's on its way. I think actually it arrived already at the postal office, so I should go to pick it up. But this is kind of like Feel It All Around. It's the song that I knew from a long time, and this is kind of like the album that started the chillwave movement, I believe, or however you call it. I like this style a lot, and I wanted to buy this one. It was expensive, like 40 euros plus shipping, and it's also an EP, but for that song it was worth it. Man I Trust, Oracle Jazz. This was sold out and repressed again so many times, and I'm finally happy that I got it. Listen to the song Say Can You Hear from them. They have a lot of live recordings. It's a really nice band. I think their style would be indie. The most generic, let me check the style actually. Yeah, pop. But nice. Black Marble, Fast Idol. I am expecting the first album from Black Marble, which is the one that I wanted the most, but when I made this order with Oracle Jazz and the next ones that you are going to see, I've also decided to buy this one. The first song is really, really nice. Somewhere, I believe it's called. It has a really nice tempo change after minute 1 and 16 or something like that. Give it a listen to the first song. Snail Mail Valentine. Or Valentine. This is one of those songs where I didn't really had time to properly listen to it, but I like the packaging that they've done. I've listened to Snail Mail for like 3 years. I've got the first 2 albums and the first EP. I've seen a video from it, and I was like, the boomer in me was like, oh man, it was very overly produced, like looking good and so on. As you can see the cover, you can see someone took care of the whole image there and the packaging and how she looks and how she's presenting herself. When I saw the video, I was like, it is when the parents are starting to do their thing or something like that. I mean, she's very young. I think she's like 2021 right now. But anyway, that was boomer me talking. It's okay to have an image, to have a brand, but it felt maybe it was a bit less authentic, less indie than she was like when I listened to the first EP. Primus, it is the album that was in 2011. It's with their original drummer from back in the 80s. This is the release for 10-year anniversary edition. It looks absolutely gorgeous. The record itself, it's a very nice green color, and I do like green. Green is my favorite color actually. Listen to the song Eternal Consumption Engine, and there was another one, Tragedies Are Coming, I believe. What are my notes saying? Let me see. Yeah, I didn't note things down. Like at some point I started to write things down, but then I was like just making the list of the order of the records that I should go in. Oh well. Anyway, it's actually a good album. Different style. The thing with Primus, they had the, oh man, I forgot his name. Team Herb Alexander. Yeah, Herb. Herb was the drummer that I had for a lot of albums, and I really like his drumming style. But for example, if you listen to Brown album, they have Brian Mantia on that album, and he has a different style of play. And I believe that Brian Mantia is from the Antipop, which you will see soon. But this style of drumming from the original drummer, Jay Lane, I believe, is also very good. So try the album out. The Ruby Sons Sea Lion. Oh man, this was one of my most wished albums. Very few of them are being sold, and this one was also like 70 euros plus shipping. The guy was very nice. He made pictures with it. He made the video. He made a video with him packaging. He sent it over, and then I saw, before he sent it over, I was like, can you please get the vinyl from the gatefold outside to ship it like this? And I was like, oh, I already shipped it. I was like, okay, let's hope. And it has a cut. You cannot see it like this, but it has an unfortunate cut. And I was like, oh man, what I was like afraid of, it happened. And he was like, oh man, I'm sorry. It was in his collection, like pristine collection for years, and then because of the shipping thing, this happened. It's fine. I guess it's not mint anymore, but anyway, the Ruby Sons, I've been listening for them since 2008. The song Oh Mojave is the most listened song I listen for them, and then so listen to that one, and then listen to There Are Birds. Also a very, very good song. But since I've started to re-listen to this album again, the first song, even if it starts a little bit slow, it's also a very interesting song. So listen to Blue Penguin, Oh Mojave, and There Are Birds. Negura Budget and Krug Bradley, their album from 2001, was it? This is a repress from last year, 2021. It's on green. It looks very fabulous. And I've been knowing about them since 2003 or so. I've been friends with the bassist. I actually own the bass that was on this album. It's like right there behind me. So yeah, I wanted this album from a long time, and now that it's got in this really nice packaging, I'm happy that I've got it. It sounds really great. It's a black metal album, Transylvanian style of black metal. So yeah. The Crystal Fighters, I only knew about one song, which is Love Natural, so listen to that one. It's as pop of indie pop as you can, but it's different than Man I Trust. Man I Trust is a bit more, this is more pure pop, happiness and stuff like that. I'm not sure if it is happiness that I don't listen to the lyrics, but I got this from the other vinyl shop in Timișoara. We went there to look for stuff. Didn't really found that many interesting things, and I saw this one. It was still there after like 6 months. I was like, let's just buy it. At least I know that there is one song there. When I listened to it, I found another one which I forgot. but this is it. Washed Out Purple Noon, another Washed Out record. I got it together with two others. The two others are the ones that I wanted to get more and listen to the song Too Late. Haven't listened too much to the album to form an opinion. It's okay. I do enjoy the other albums from Washed Out, the one that's supposed to come, and the EP. But this one is fine too. Donny Bennett, The Dawn. This is the one that I wanted, and I also got Donny Bennett, Mr. Experience. This guy is amazing. It's a combination of bass driven, like he's a bassist and a vocalist, synthwave kind of, and Italo disco kind of. It's really, really amazing. So from this album, listen to Love Online, Working Out, Santorini. Listen to Santorini. You might not enjoy his voice that much at the beginning, but it will grow on you. And from the second album, listen to the first song, Mr. Experience. And Moving Up, it's also nice. He also has videos on his YouTube. Check his YouTube also. Like, he's a really nice guy. Mac DeMarco, Moving Man. It's a singles. Even that it's not a 7-inch, it's a 10-inch, but it's a singles. It has all the versions, some kind of remixes and so on. I really enjoy this song. So yeah, look for Moving Man, and the video clip is very nice also. And the album itself, it has a really nice blue color. So yeah, Moving Man by Mac DeMarco. I mean, it is someone else with Mac DeMarco, which I forgot. Mid, yeah. Then I got this box set of Mac DeMarco Salad Days. And let me actually show it to you. It's a bit beat up. It has here over here, and the box, as you can see, it's not sitting. This is why it was a bit cheaper. I mean, it was still. Hey, look, the cat arrived. This is why it was only about $60 something or $70 plus shipping. But let me show you what's inside. It came with the magnet and the mirror, and now the cat wants outside. She just was like, meow meow meow, I want inside, and now she wants outside. Fucking shit. It comes with the album Salad Days in a different color, which I forgot actually. I do have the album in normal black color. Right, it's one of my, I think it's my most favorite Mac DeMarco album, and it also comes with the demos. Again with different color, and I already have the demos in a different color than this color. So now I have I have the box set of Mac DeMarco's album, including the magnet and the mirror. Yeah, I got it at the end of the year now when I had some money and I wanted to buy some stuff for my collection. And you know, since Salad Days is my favorite album, I decided to also get this one. Since we are talking about Mac DeMarco, let me actually tell you some songs. Maybe you haven't seen the video that I've done years ago about Mac DeMarco. So from this album, I do enjoy the demos too. I got the box out so I can look at the track list, but it has no track list. Yeah, so look for Salad Days, the first song, Blue Boy, Brother, and Let Her Go. Those are the first 4 tracks. And this is how I've discovered Mac DeMarco. I knew about the other song, which called Chamber of Reflection, which is the last song that you should listen. I mean, you should listen to the whole album. But listen to Chamber of Reflection. That's the main song, basically. But in 2017, I was feeling down to various reasons. Bad stuff has been accumulating, and I was like, I remember Mac DeMarco, he's being very chill. I should listen to it. And I've started Salad Days, Blue Boys, Brothers, and Let Her Go. And that was the trigger. And then I listened again. Brother, Let Her Go. Brother, Let Her Go. Brother, Let Her Go. And that's how I've started to enjoy Mac DeMarco a lot, because after that I went to listen to the other things and I've enjoyed a lot. So yeah, Chamber of Reflections, and then listen to Let Her Go, Salad Days, and then just listen to the whole album. It's great. It's one of the first albums that I bought on vinyl. The Smiths, The Queen Is Dead. This is the last album I bought from the guys that closed down after 5 days. Listen to Cemetery Gates, Big Mouth Tries Again. Some Girls Are Bigger Than Others, There Is a Light That Never Goes Out. Yeah, it's a nice album. I think it might be my favorite The Smiths album. Earth, Pentastar, High Command, Peace in Mississippi, Tallahassee. Yeah, I've been listening to Earth since 2008 or 7. I got The Bees Made Honey in the Like Sun on CD in 2008, and I got it on vinyl 2 years ago or last year, I believe. And now I also got this in my collection. Listen to this one a lot. MF Doom, Operation Doomsday. I got it with this cover. Listen to the second song, Doomsday. He died, unfortunately, but he has such a nice and warm voice. It's so nice to listen to him. Even that I don't listen to lyrics in general, and I haven't listened to his lyrics also, but his voice, it goes really well together to the negatives and so on. There was another one that I listened to, but I forgot the name. Yeah, nice album. And then I've also got Grimes, the last album from her. Listen to the song I only recently discovered Grimes, and I've started to listen to her. And yeah, Miss Anthropocene, it's called the album name. Listen to the fifth song, 4 AM, and then the second song, I believe, Dark Side. It's a bit darker. I do want to buy some other Grimes records, but I decided to start with this one. So we are at the end, hopefully. Let's do a bit of a recap. I'm on Discogs, as you can see here, 2016 8, 32, 19, 43, 48, 76 and 1 CD. And from this 76, I forgot to put a 7-inch there. I should try to put it. Anyway, Yako with Out of Touch. Then I've got Carpenter Brut, Minds Playing Trick on Me, Hit Vibes from Signed Pepsi, Beastie Boys, Waterfront, Rendezvous, Pleasure Shim Symbol, Squall, 7% Solution, Part-Time, Gap Dream, Part-Time with the album PDA, Dan Deacon, Mead and featuring Mac DeMarco, Moving Man, Rolled Up, Barry Topping, Paradise Killer, Hotline by 80s Stallone, Laserhawk, Redline, Ultrasound, Night Is Mine, Blood Orange, Coastal Grooves, The Cure, 17 Seconds, Primus, Antipop. It's not... Found it! I just can't wait to move. I mean, everything is so cramped where I've been living in this fucking room for like 18 years. Yeah, it was there, but because I don't have room, it went behind the whole things. So yeah, I got two Primus albums this year. This one, listen to Natural Joe, Lakerhead. Lakerhead has a really interesting bass drop, an actual bass drop. So listen to that one. And then Dirty Drowning Man and Ballad of Bodacicu, something like that. How your taste changes over the years. I like that song, Ballad of something, mostly because of the bass sounds, but then I was re-listening to it and the song is very flat. I mean, the bass sounds nice, but the song itself is a bit but I used to like it a lot. So anyway, I've also got Primus Antipop. So going back, Anna Managuchi, Down Metropolis, Sugar Candy Mountain, 666, Kraftwerk, Technopop, Sade, Diamond Life, Pixies, Trompe Le Monde, La La La, Linda Miranda, Fat History Month, Agorilla, Harpoon Forever, The American Flag, Part-Time, two of them, The Garden, Haha, The Cure, Wild Mood Swings, My Holy Grail, Return to Cherry, Part-Time, Inner City, Hidden Orchestra, Inner City Paradise, Sun Project, Macrophage, Sinead O'Connor, Fiamma, Festa Italiani, don't forget to listen to that one, Mitch Mulder, Then Again, Part-Time, Drinking Flowers, 7-inch, Part-Time, Spell Number 6 again with the 7-inch edition, Vendredi sur Mer, Pink Shrew Blast, Nuremberg, Chris Remo Firewatch, and then on the last page we have FM Attack, The Never Ending, Salman Lerelech, Washed Out, Bigelo Dugme, Consequential, Max Vincent, Men I Trust, Black Marble, Snail Mail, Secret Chiefs 3, Primus, Lalalar, Negro Bunge, The Ruby Sons, Infectious Goose, Mark the Marco Saladays box edition box set, Donny Bennett, Washed Out, Purple Noon, MF Doom, Grimes, Earth, Crystal Fighters, The Smiths, The Cure. I think this is it. I've also ordered from 2021 and hopefully they will arrive in 2022. In February last year, I've ordered the original soundtrack for Disco Elysium. I replayed the game and I decided to buy the soundtrack on vinyl. It got postponed like twice. Hopefully soon it's going to arrive. I got the first album from Washed Out, which I've listened in the past 2 weeks a lot and I enjoy it a lot. Black Marble, first album, very good album, waiting for it. And I believe that, and 2 more from UK. They arrived in Bucharest some weeks ago, which is you will have to see, but Led Zeppelin Coda is a vinyl that I wanted, and another one. This was pure of let's just buy it. And then I've looked and I saw Led Zeppelin. Okay, because I find Led Zeppelin and like Coda, I'm also going to that. But yeah. Anyway, this was a very, very long video. I do have to edit it also right now. It's going to take me so much time to do this video. Even because it's long, not many people are going to watch it, but it doesn't matter. I'm doing it for myself mostly. Hopefully soon you will see me in a new environment where I will be able to do more and better produce videos about more other stuff that I enjoy. So thank you guys for watching. See you soon, I guess. Goodbye.